Hello, everyone. Good day. And I hope that everybody's doing fine and safe at their homes. Just a friendly reminder that if we do have our errands or if we go outside, always bring with us our mask, our face shield, and our hand sanitizer for us to be safe in this time of pandemic. Also to be of help of to our government. Anyways, today I will be sharing to you my topic. This is also in relation or the continuation on the chapter one or in our group, um, the anatomy of CSR. So I hope that you will give me a little bit of your time and to listen to my little bit discussion or my little bit of sharing. So let me share my screen to everyone. So a while ago, my colleagues have discussed or shared already the early years of corporate social responsibility, the current global drivers of CSR, the current company drivers for CSR and its stakeholder approach to CSR. Now, my topic would focus on the um, popular corporate social responsibility activity today. So my slide are still buffering or loading. I hope you could bear with me. All right. So I hope you could see the on your screen my slide. All right. As I said, today I will be sharing to you a popular CSR activities for today. So when we say about CSR, it's more about on the corporate initiatives to assess and take responsibility to the company's effects on the environmental issues or impact or social welfare issue. The term generally implies to companies' effort that go beyond to what it is being required by the regulator or from the um, environmental protection group. So for somehow, those are a little bit of glimpse about the popular activities of CSR. So let's now discuss a little bit concept of the early concept of CSR. In the 1950s, discussion on corporate social responsibility focused mainly on basic labor rights, whereas environmental issues gradually became an increasingly important issue as the negative impacts of the production became harder and harder to ignore. That's according to Pedersen and Nergard 2004. So in these early times, in the 1950s, I believe that this is the era of industrialization. There are lots of big manufacturing. There are lots of factories functioning, and it emits lots of smoke in the air. That's why one of the common CSR activity before is on environmental issue. Aside from that, they have focused also on the basic labor rights. Since there are lots of people working on the industry. That's why there are lots of company advocating and protecting or giving the benefits and rights for the people who are working on the industry. That's why those times, those are the main issues or main topic most of the company are advocating with. In the last decades, corporate social responsibility related concepts have been extended even further to include issues like human rights, social inclusions, um, gender issues, etc. That's according to Andrioff and McIntosh of 2001. So in the early 60s, 70s, 80s, so there are companies who are advocating now not just like environmental issues or labor issues. This time they touch or they advocate on the rights of human. They advocate on the social inclusions, gender issues, because in other countries there has been an issue with the black and white or the skin tone of the color. There are discrimination. So there are lots of companies who advocate the equality and fairness. Aside from that, there are issues about gender, about the LGBT, about the straight community. So there are lots of companies who advocates also in that issues. CSR today is about much more than philanthropy. Because before, as an advocate, you have to be a philanthropist and your own belief. So that really depends on how what you believe in and what you support. No, what is your advocacy to help other people? Just like for example, Johnson's and Johnson. This is a big company. This this has been a big part of many lives. So this company also have its own CSR. So they are an advocate. They are Johnson and Johnson is a philanthropist, no? So they help or extend their help to others. CSR activities now cover a broad range of issues. Example, environmental management, responsible supply chain management, diversity management, social and environmental disclosure, community investment, and traditional philanthropic giving. Of course, some CSR activities are more popular than others. So there are no such perfect CSR. Every CSR, as long as it's good and it's helping other people, the community, it's good enough to say thank you, and um, that's a good way of extending or giving back to the community. For example, this is an example of practices, CSR practices. First, a study of HR professionals in 7 countries concluding or concluded that traditional donation and collection of money for local charities and disasters were typically the most common CSR practices. Yes, I agree because I'm also a volunteer in such calamities or disasters happen in our community. Second, a study among Danish SMEs indicated that companies often address employees and environmental issues, whereas less dealt with CSR issues in relation to customers and suppliers. Third one is the American Management Association, or AMA, concluded that employees' health and safety, accountability for ethics, and community engagement were among the most common CSR activities. That is in AMA 2007. The use of CSR depends on the number of firm-specific, industry-specific, and country-specific factors, which make it difficult to conclude that one type of CSR activity should take precedence over others. So that's what I've said, that no CSR is perfect. It really depends on the company. It really depends on the organization of their advocacy, where they're focused, where they want to help. So no CSR is much more better than others. So it's all good as long as it's doing good or helping others. That, I think, concludes my topic for today. So that's the popular activities of social responsibility. It's more on the environmental issues in the late 50s, labor issues in the late 50s, then in the last decades, they touch in the human rights and other global issues or organizational issues. I hope that you have learned something with my topic, and I hope everybody is just fine. Thank you so much. And if you do have questions, just comment down below. Thank you and have a nice day. Ma.